Over 400 friends, family members and hip-hop stars braved the bitter early morning cold, waiting in a line that wrapped around the Frankie Campbell Funeral Chapel on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Reporters and hundreds of fans swarmed the surrounding streets. Inside, Biggie's body lay in an open burgundy-coloured coffin, dressed in a white double-breasted suit and matching hat. People wept openly during his memorial service.
Well, people are here to show respects to Biggie Smalls, who was a very cared about person in the community. His past has nothing to do with what he is now. You know, he was trying to make a better life for himself. It's a shame that he was murdered like that. He just had a baby. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Following the service, a procession of stretch limousines, flower cars and a sleek black hearse travelled towards Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Well, these are people that came out to give their last respects to Biggie. After all, Biggie pulled himself out of this neighborhood and he became as big as he wanted to be. Praise to God. But so many times, as being young, we make mistakes along the way, and sometimes our past catches up with us. And unfortunately, this is what happened to Biggie.
Throngs of people stood behind police barricades to pay their respects, waving, lighting candles and chanting his lyrics. The event was peaceful until the procession reached Fulton Street and Fifth Avenue, the site of Biggie's former home.
Listen, Biggie was our boy. Biggie came off the block where we lived at. Rap was made for people to listen to music, not to kill over. Okay, when you made a mistake at West Coast, you want to see who's bad. Well, that's not it. That's not it. When you come over to the East Coast, we got a message for you. East Side, East Side. Let me say one thing.
Frustrated, angry and confused, a few bystanders began fighting, jumping on parked cars and throwing bottles. The police intervened using pepper spray and arrested 10 individuals for disorderly conduct.
What the police are trying to do right now is tell people that they live here, that they cannot stand out here. However, we are out here to celebrate the life of the Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. What up, baby? One love.
It's a shame the way they made him look because, you know, he representing today, he holding, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud I'm black.
We here with him. You understand what I'm saying? We gonna carry on his legacy regardless. You understand what I'm saying? After the cameras and everything is gone, we carrying it on because we live this life after death. We make that life after death happen.
With Big, you didn't see it coming. Like the way Pac was going, you figured sooner or later, somebody gonna get sick of Pac and put a bullet in him for real. With all the mouth, great guy, but with the whole thing, with the whole crew, and they want to fight, and all the stuff Tupac was getting into, you said to yourself at one point or another, he ain't gonna last. But with Big, never saw it coming because he wasn't that type of dude. He didn't answer none of the records. You know what I mean? He made his little sly remarks, but he never made a straight record saying, you know what, Pac, fuck you. You know what I mean? He was trying to be above all of that. So you never heard about Big in those shootouts or nothing. So you didn't see it coming, so it affected you a lot harder. Both of them affected you greatly, but Big's affected you harder because no way you expected to see that coming. No way.
There were hundreds of people that were outside of this event, so we're very hopeful and we're requesting the public's help in someone coming forward and giving us information that can help us solve this case.
Now, several years after his death, the mystery of who killed Biggie has still not been solved. Neither has the murder of Tupac Shakur, although rumours continue to surface linking the one to the other. The Notorious B.I.G. was always labelled as a great MC. But what exactly did it take?
What does it take to be a great MC? Coming from an MC's perspective, rhymes, style, luck, and timing.
Biggie was a great MC because his flow and delivery was just so real and believable, and it sucked you in, and he held you captive.
He just came along at the right time, and the right chance was there for him, but he already had the rhyme and he already had the style. He already had the flow. The flow was there. Without all the elements added to it for him, he would have just been another run-of-the-mill cat that everybody said is a great MC. There's a lot of great MCs that are not touted as great MCs. The dudes are incredible, but they don't get it because it's the push and the marketing and everything. To be a great MC, a popular great MC in the world of music, recorded music, is all of those things.
I would never, disrespect any MC. I mean, there's a lot of MCs out there that have like incredible lyrical skills in terms of like the words they use and the way that they're able to rap, with the time, against the time, the way they're able to pitch back and forth. I mean, there's really a very, very broad spectrum of lyricists out there. But Biggie was unique.
Biggie's impact on the music game is still felt today. Like I said, people aim to be like Biggie, or not better than Biggie, but to be as good as Biggie, or to do things that he did and kind of keep his music living on. Like, it's definitely respect when somebody, imitates you, but I feel like a lot of people kind of copy too much too.
Historically, especially and realistically, looking at the amount of press that a person gets before they died and after they died, this is a hip-hop icon, you know what I'm saying? That's undeniable. When people, there's history and then there's students of history, I think history, hip-hop icon, hip-hop martyr. Students of history, great MC, tragically slain in his prime, you know what I'm saying? And you go from there. But those aspects of his life you cannot deny.
Biggie had great knowledge of the rap music of the past, often referred to as old school. He regularly made references in his music to other artists who had pioneered the genre and influenced him.
Biggie died, the bridge, and when Tupac died, the bridge to the old school, besides Jay-Z, LL, and a few other cats out there, the bridge to the old school burned to the ground because Pac made a record called Ain't Nothing Like the Old School, and I always respected him for that record. And Big's Juicy, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. That showed this is what I respected, this is what I heard, and this is what I'm building on.
Well, I think Biggie had a knowledge of a lot of the other old school cats that come from Brooklyn. I'm talking about the old cats that he had looked up to, and their stages of where they was going and what they was doing. So, every time he was taking, upon himself to listen or look upon what's going on, it influenced him to set his goals and his standards.
I think he was able to master both worlds, both the commercial and the underground. When he released the Big Papa, he also released the Who Shot Ya. Like, he was able to kind of give the radio what they wanted, give the clubs and the dance what they wanted from him, but he would still kick that gutter shit that the street was respect.